How's it going, everybody? My name is Landon, but on here I go by landumb because I actually like the first round of the NBA playoffs. The first round of the NBA playoffs has been over for a little bit by the time you're seeing this, but I don't want the first round to be forgotten like it is most of the time. I think it's time the first round gets its praise, and especially this year because I feel like the first round of the playoffs was actually pretty underrated. It's kind of been the general consensus that the first round of the NBA playoffs was boring this year, but I couldn't disagree more, and we know it's only those 2010 nostalgia freaks saying that. The first round of the playoffs still had a lot of funny moments, great duels, amazing finishes, and oh boy, ESPN First Take talking points for the next 6 months galore. So let's congratulate some teams, say goodbye to some teams, and we'll talk about each series pretty quickly because the next round of the playoffs is going to be here before I know it, and my 2018 MacBook Air can only process so much before it starts a house fire. All right, let's just go talk some playoff basketball. Round 1 of the NBA playoffs was literally high highs and low lows. Looking at the series before they happened, it was pretty obvious what the snooze fest and bangers were going to be. Like if you knew people who were watching Thunder vs Pelicans and Cavs Magic, you might want to check them into the nearest psych ward because these were bound to be snooze fest from the start. And yes, I don't care that Cavs Magic wins 7, okay? Literally no one's watching this NBA TV JV series, I don't care. Anyways, let's just jump from these series from most boring to most exciting because that seemed like the best way to do this. Boom, let's start off with the baby Thunder versus the Cell Fest Pelicans. Pelicans and Thunder were incredibly boring. Brandon Ingram and CJ McCollum looked like they wanted to just go home. Like after game 1, it was just wraps for the Pelicans after game 1. I mean, they had their shot and that's pretty much all you get. Whatever though, super boring series, literally nothing of note happened. Thunder are good and took care of business. Pelicans suck, but hey, we got a classic inside the NBA moment, so from the basketball community to New Orleans, thank you. And Adam Silver, you take TNT inside the NBA off the air. I'm gonna have to step in. All right, anyway, goodbye Pelicans until next year. Bald! I look like Derek White. Next we have Celtics versus Heat. Miami's Lord and Savior, Jimmy Don't Let Us Get One Butler, didn't even play in this series, or else it probably would have been more entertaining because from the start, this felt inevitable. Honestly, I think Boston will win the title and we'll probably look back on this like, wow, remember Eric Spoelstra took 1 game off Boston? He must have swapped out the Gatorade with Deadshot Daiquiri because those boys could not miss. And the commentators could not stop glazing the Miami Heat.
See this Miami Heat team that nobody ever wants to play. Said to start this broadcast, they muck things up. They force you to be uncomfortable.
Anyways, fun series for about 2 games. Miami is who we thought they were. Powerhouse team. Should make the finals no problem. Goodbye, Miami. Can't wait for the Damian Lillard trade rumors to be all summer long. Magic and Cavs. Man, where do I even start? I'm sure NBA TV loves you guys, but I do not. This was the most ho-hum 7-game series ever. I like Paulo and Donovan Mitchell, but dang! You know what? I just don't care. I'm literally writing this before Game 7, and hey, Game 7 already ended, and I did not watch that. And yes, Paulo had a good game, I think. I mean, Donovan Mitchell had a good game, but yep, Cavs versus Celtics next round. Cannot wait for the steamrolling. Both of these teams were brick fests. Both teams were actively trying to sell the series. Like, yo, my bad for winning last game, bro. Here's the next 2. It's like if J. Cole played basketball. Yo, I'm so sorry. Hey, does anyone in here love the Orlando Magic? I'm gonna give them the next 2 games. So yeah, interesting series. I'm sure the Celtics will steamroll the winner. Goodbye, Magic. I actually like Paulo Banchero. Ah yes, time to talk some super teams. So yeah, Anthony Edwards and the Wolves smoked the Suns, and it was glorious to watch. I don't really dislike Phoenix a ton. I think Booker is great and KD's a legend, but wow, they suck. Edwards has arrived as a star and looks amazing so far. One of the best players so far in the playoffs. All right, Beal, you can hit up LinkedIn. It's time to update that profile and hang up the shoes because you are actual garbage. Devin Booker, it's finally time. You can hop on Call of Duty with Kevin Durant with your icon skin. But just believe you run into me at Prison Block on Rebirth, you will not win that. The future of the Suns is bleak and will be talked about to death by First Take and ESPN, so I can't wait. Goodbye, Phoenix. That's it. But Timberwolves, man, super fun team, and I'm definitely rooting for them to win it all. Pacers-Bucks was also kind of a weird series. It featured the Pacers playing down to their competition like they have been for the last half of the season, and they just entertained this like way too long. It honestly should have been over in 5 if we're being real, and even though I love Tyrese Halliburton, Iowa State alum by the way, the dude has offensively fallen off like crazy since the IST. However, Siakam's a baller, Halliburton had a sweet game winner, and Bobby Portis got a bunch of techs. Pretty good series. Bucks need to get rid of Lillard already, unfortunately. Goodbye, Bucks. Basically, it's just long story short, it's over. This quote applies perfectly to Milwaukee. Lakers Nuggets was actually the most fun 5-game series in a long time. Tons of iconic moments, the AD interview, Murray's 2-game winners. LeBron nearly had Darvin Ham assassinated mid-series after not challenging a call. Jokic's brother shoved some people like usual, and MPJ probably had the most positive thing of note this month for anyone in his family. Yeah, this was a fun one. A good amount of these games were really entertaining, some of the best back and forth endgames in the playoffs, and 2 of the best endings to games too. LeBron tried to make the 3-0 comeback happen, but no, DeMar Hamlin was not going to let that happen. And look at that, DeMar DeHam couldn't even keep his job one more week. It's alright, bro. Hit up LinkedIn. I'm sure D'Lo and Rui will be there to join you soon. Denver's insanely good though, and they're title favorites for a reason. Goodbye Lakers. La GM is going to be in full effect soon, so you know what? I might be saying goodbye to your whole roster here next week. Mavs Clippers was a great series that honestly doesn't have a ton of memorable moments. Like, I remember liking this series. It's number 2 for a reason, but I really couldn't name you any great moments. Like, not that many, I guess. There was a nice comeback that almost happened. Paul George went on some nice little anime character development arcs, though. He went from playoff P back to pandemic P. Oh, and now he's playoff P again. I like podcast P, though, so I'm not going to talk too much trash. This was fun to see. I mean, Harden's had a nice takeover. Kyrie had some great games. Luka took over later in the series, and overall, it was a good series. I mean, there's not a lot to say about this, to be real. Goodbye Clippers. I really don't know what to think about this team. Yep, that's all. Wow, Sixers Knicks was a movie. I think like every game of this series was a banger. Embiid's dunk, Brunson's insane stat lines, Maxi's heroics. The series had it all. MSG has one of the most electric playoff atmospheres I've seen in a long time in the NBA. This was one of the best first round series I've seen recently. And Tobias Harris, you aren't safe, bro. And yes, the Sixers would have rather had a crumble cookie, I promise you.
Casual Sixers fans, they'll trade me for a crumble cookie.
The Knicks are incredibly must-watch TV in the playoffs. Also, watching side talk after the games was hilarious. The fans were just so into the series, it was amazing. Embiid honestly did all he could. He actually had a really good series, just unfortunate this team couldn't get a higher seed because they kind of deserved to go further than this. But yeah, I mean, they did give up some horrific leads in game 3 or whatever, so they do kind of deserve it. Goodbye, Philadelphia. You gave us some really fun moments this playoffs, and I won't forget this series. That is, until the next fun series. Wow, you know, that was a great first round of the playoffs, and you know what? I had a great time talking about it with you guys here, man. Wasn't that such a great discussion? Anyway, it's been a great first round. I'm looking forward to the second round greatly because I think we're shaping up for one of the better playoffs in NBA Finals in the last couple years. Anyway, yeah, I think playoffs are about to get really good, so, you know, go lock into your couch for a couple nights of the week and watch some good NBA playoff basketball. Hope you guys have a good rest of your day, and I will see you next round.